Good morning, everyone. Ed, I did not see you. I was watching a video on another browser. I wasn't paying attention to OBS and the chat and all that. So, good morning, Mr. Ed, the famous Mr. Ed. And B Shady, what's up, brother? You got your coffee in hand? I got mine in hand. That's for sure. I am surprisingly in a better mood than I should be. I threw my back out yesterday afternoon somehow, just being old. A couple of times a year that happens where I get where I can't even hardly walk. So that's how I woke up last night, getting ready to go to work, is hardly being able to walk. So I've been in pain most of the night, but I'm okay. It's mainly the transfer of from sitting to standing and vice versa. Good morning, drummer. Once I get in one position, either sitting or standing, I'm okay as far as the pain. But that transfer position kind of hurts a little. Well, it hurts a lot actually, but I'm not going to complain about it. I'm going to try to not let that affect my broadcast this morning. Yeah, I mean, yeah, back pain is pretty bad. It's second only to tooth pain, probably, for us males, since we can't have childbirth. Well, nowadays that's arguable, but good morning, Pete. Um, but I'd say back pain and tooth pain are right up there together. If you've had bad of either one, you can't hardly do anything when your back's out. Like everything seems to be connected to your back. Yeah, migraines are no good either. My sister used to suffer from those, or I couldn't imagine just having a headache just from looking at light and all that, like a true migraine. I've had plenty of headaches, but probably only had like one or two maybe migraines. Yeah, I've got a TENS unit. I've got a nice TENS unit. I've got two or three actually. I used to go to therapy, and I got a nice one with four big pads. Doesn't really help my situation much because mine just goes like just all of a sudden it just goes out, and then it's just going to be hurting for 3 or 4 days regardless of what I do. Um, Notice the more active I am, the quicker it goes away though. But you know, being lazy doesn't help. So I'm going to try to get out and walk some this afternoon, maybe around the block, try to stretch it out. I might wear my TENS unit while I do that. That'd be a good idea. But yeah, it's not necessarily. It's more of a slip disc than a pulled muscle, so it's just gonna. Oh, teeter. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the TENS unit you got the other day. Yeah, the inversion table, the upside down hanging table. I got you. That teeter guy is a wild guy. He's like that Jack LaLanne guy. Dang, be shady. Sorry to hear that, buddy. Back surgery number 9. Wow, he went through it for some years, huh? Yeah, I have luckily not had to get surgery. I injured it in high school football. Uh, my senior year, um, I was the top college prospect in the mid state for offensive linemen. In fact, the guy that was second ended up playing for the Titans. Bubba Smith, I believe was his name. He was a lineman. He went to another high school that I played against, but I had about 30 letters from all kinds of colleges, and I was way too intelligent to play football as a career, so my heart really wasn't in it. But yeah, I ended up hurting my back my senior year, and it's every year since then, a couple times a year, it goes out. Um, but like I said, I'm in a fairly good mood this morning. I'm going to try to not let it affect me. I don't know how much moving around I'll do and be able to grab stuff if somebody asks for something this morning, but I'll try to accommodate as much as I can. Yeah, I've got a purple mattress, and I'll tell you what, my entire life until the age of probably 45, I have been the type of person that tossed and turned and rolled during my sleep. There was no way that I wouldn't roll over at least 5 or 6 times during the night and switch sides, blah, blah, blah. And as soon as I got my purple mattress, that was the first night that I went to sleep and I woke up in the exact same position that I went to sleep in. Like, I couldn't believe the quality of the purple mattress and how much of a difference it made. Like, whatever position I go to sleep in is how I wake up. Like, I don't move around. I'm not sponsored by them, but they really are amazing things. Like, I just can't stress enough how good purple mattresses are. Like, it's crazy. Like, I've tossed and turned and rolled over my entire life until I got that mattress. And that mattress has just changed my sleeping. But I don't think it's the greatest thing on backs, because once my back is hurt, I put a pillow. I always sleep on my side. Anyway, I'm giving y'all way too much info, but I put a pillow between my legs because they say you're supposed to do that. And I don't know. The purple mattress seems to just kind of prolong my back when it's hurt. Doc Seuss, good morning, Fuchs, PJ Crazy, everybody. I'm turning moderators on for everybody. So PJ Crazy, Doc Seuss. Oh, Ed, that sucks. Sleep. If you don't get sleep, you're going to be irritable a little bit. Sorry to hear that, man. I don't get but about 4 or 5 hours at a time, but maintenance coordinator head man for school district almost crushed him between 2 pieces of heavy. What is it, PJ Crazy, yo? The moderator thing? It just means that you can moderate what goes on in the chat. Just try not to use it if you don't know what it is, but you can post links and stuff. If you have a link we want to look at, you're able to post it. All right, we got a bunch of people in here this morning. I'm glad to see that. You start off like I do about this time every morning. Talk about what I took to work last night for the 3rd night in a row. I believe I like this Mystic. This Mystic is becoming one of my faves. Just from how smooth the action is. I wish y'all could feel this. How smooth it felt. And how perfect. And it's a good slicer. Yeah, we're all a little banged up. But I had that in the front pocket again. And in the back pocket, I carried my new Farrah Monster. Urban, whatever it is. Urban Grip. Urban Grip. And I really like the high quality carbon fiber they used on this. The clip is really good. I got to test it last night. It works really good. The blade, the overall shape is just not my style. I gave it a shot for last night, and it's a nice knife. I don't like it as much as the Mystic. The fidget factor on it, since it's only got the front flipper there, there's not much to it. It does open very easily, and if you're not a good front flipper guy, this knife would be for you because you would be able to open it very easily. It's a nice knife. I did do my review on it last night. The fit and finish on it is great. I'm not sure who their OEM is, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's Riyadh or Bestech or Vosteed. And yes, I get it. Bestech's not an OEM, but this is more of a gentleman's type knife, like, and I'm not much of a gentleman, but occasionally I would go out and I would take a knife like this. I would carry this about the same as I would carry my tactile Maverick, something like that, or my whatchamacallit, I'm having brain farts again. My Avere, my Exceed Designs Avere. It's just kind of a gentlemanly life, or my Militol, or my Veritas. It's kind of like, oh, okay, it's okay, Pete. We'll talk to you. You don't have to talk to us. Thank you for hanging out, though, and being here. Man, it's crazy how many random comments I get on videos about how people are telling me my knives are fake, like I don't know, and how many people get so mad at clones. Like, oh my God, it's such a topic. Like, you're what's wrong with the knife world and blah blah. I'm like, no, there's a lot of other drama besides just me buying a few replicas and clones. We've had this discussion. I try not to like go into it and talk about them, and I try to push business to the original people if I can, so. But there are some pretty wild people. Which reminds me, there was I watched. Oh, thanks, Fuchs. I know that when I messaged them, I didn't know that they were Chinese, but the guy that sent me an email, or that I sent an email to, responded with some Chinese characters and said, "Can you message us on Instagram?" And when I did that, yeah, Fuchs. I mean, I wish more people could be like you, buddy. Like, I like knowing where people stand on, I don't mind knowing where somebody stands on any given topic, but voicing it like I'm just, like my name is Damien. Uh, some of you older people will get that reference, but, I mean, it's a little harsh. Like, come on, like, but like I voiced, if the knife's not available to buy, and all those guys that actually got one, I mean, I feel like they're just being stingy if they're expecting me to have to buy one of the few limited ones that are available. Like, let me experience the knife too, But if they are still being sold, then that's a different story, and they probably are taking money from those people, so whole different thing. But I just like being able to experience knives that I wouldn't regularly experience, and people can say whatever they want to say about that. Well, you shouldn't get to experience it. Well, okay, all right. Glad to know how you feel. That's fine, but anyway. But I ran across some other knife drama last night about a video, and I'm curious if you guys know this person. He's got a pretty big knife channel. I believe it's Outdoors 55. He does quite a few videos on like sharpening knives, and testing knives. And evidently there was some big controversy about a video he did talking about blade geometry versus steel and heat treat. So he put out a video discussing how blade geometry is more important than heat treat or blade steel. Fuchs knows what I'm talking about. And so all kinds of guys got in his business about it and watched part of the video. PJ Crazy. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I'm not nearly as big as him, and probably never will be, but I appreciate that, buddy. He's got 407,000 subscribers, so he's only 407 times better than me. That's not much. That's just a small window, but yeah, he's got a video about blade geometry. He took knives. There's a common test that some channels do where they cut nails in half. And he showed that you could take a knife with even cheap steel, and if you change the geometry, you would be able to cut a nail without damaging the blade, regardless of the heat treat or the blade steel. He took a $5 Walmart knife and showed that if you change the angle from, say, 20 to 25 or from 20 to 30, that you could cut a nail without damaging the blade. So yeah, it was a pretty interesting video talking about geometry and heat treats and blade steel. And I've said lots of times that I'm not a steel snob, and that some of these people that get caught up on blade steel, I think heat treat comes before blade steel, and I think that probably geometry even comes now above heat treat. So and thickness of the blade behind the edge matters too. But like I said before, a lot of people nowadays don't do enough cutting. That there's super steels where they're steel snobs. They don't even get to the point of needing that steel. Just my opinion. It looks like him and Knives had a video talking about the controversy. Let's watch just a little bit of that, just because, like I said, I'm hurting this morning, and that'll fill a little time, so I don't have to get up and move around. But let's watch a little bit of this here. Turn on my Firefox. There goes Ed with the good humor. I like that. Whoops. Let me start this over. Whoops. I just opened Skype. That was stupid.
This is kind of a long one.
Bring us back.
Hi guys, so here's a discussion that me and Jared had over at Knives Knives on some of the latest knife world controversies. Stay tuned, this is kind of a long one. I have broken up the discussion into chapters below that'll let you know the topics of discussion. So be sure to check that out, and also check the
let's look at the chapters here.
I think that we mentioned in the description below.
Made in China controversy. Let's go over that one.
We'll see you in the next video. Let's get started. If you guys don't know, this is Jared from Knives Knives. He's a, what are you, like the biggest?
This is a 2-hour video, so we're not going to watch the whole thing, but let's at least hear a few of the topics here.
From the biggest, but
you're close.
I think if you've seen Metal Complex is really, his numbers are going crazy right now. He just passed over 600,000 subscribers. He's going to hit 1 million quick.
Yeah, he does a lot.
So he's doing really well. And then there's a couple other guys that are pretty big, but I'm working on getting there too. I'll be there soon.
Yeah. So if you guys don't know Jared, go check out his channel. I'll leave a link to his stuff below. So let's see. I got a whole list of topics here, and y'all
don't mind watching this for a few minutes, do you?
Last night or 2 nights ago, you were on Everyday City Carry. I tuned in for like 5 or 10 minutes, and you guys looked like you had touched on a couple of these already. But
we talked about you in that.
Did you? I was only able to. I only caught like 5 or 10 minutes of it, but I think you were like writing something down and holding up. It's like yes or no. So some of these topics, a lot of these are pretty relevant to what's going on, and some of them are controversial. I mean, a lot of people have different opinions on this stuff, but I already kind of know what your opinion is on most of this, and you probably already know mine. But we'll discuss some of it. So I guess the first one is made in China.
So my opinion on that is twofold.
I like
One
Jared
thing,
as a person way better than Metal
buy
Complex.
USA
That's just
first,
my
like,
opinion.
100%.
And
buy USA
he's a
made.
hell of a
That
sharpener
is,
too.
the number one thing you should support is USA companies. However, I do know that they are right now creating the best value on the planet right now as far as knives. Their machining is just off the charts. And then when you consider 80% of all knives on the planet are made in one city in China, right? That's 80%. So only 20%
Wow.
is distributed among the other countries. So the overwhelming majority of knives are going to come from China. So if you are a knife reviewer or if you're a knife collector, it's almost impossible to avoid getting some from China because, and they're doing such incredible work.
Fuchs, that's okay.
They really are. They're being very innovative
MC
now.
is cool and all.
And yes, of course,
he wouldn't have got where he's at if he wasn't.
USA, and that's where they started it. And that's.
But just as like hanging out and having a beer together, I think I'd have a better time with Jared.
Which does make it unfair for the USA because they're not a capitalist country. So I understand all of that, but here's where I come in, the way I think about it. Most designers that live in the USA that have knives made in overseas, it's actually over 50% of the revenue is actually going to the USA. People don't realize that. They think because a knife's made in China that all the revenue is going to China. No. Most of it comes to the U.S.
Yeah, their margins over there are probably super small in China,
which would be for the OEM work. But then when you talk about the post office, the designer who designed it, them getting their money, the dealers that get it, all of that just stacks more and more money.
Yeah, I agree, Fuchs.
The price that you wind up paying.
I was just comparing him to MC. I wasn't comparing him to our cool people in the chat.
50% goes to the USA or something like that because Artisan is owned.
I'd rather hang out with anybody in the chat than either one of them. But
he lives in California, but the knives are made in China. So there's a lot of companies like that. So
even you folks, no, I'm just
Chinese
joking.
Knife, you're not necessarily cutting the USA out of it whatsoever. Like, in fact, in many cases, they might even make a little bit more because you're able to make more products, because try finding OEM work in the USA. It's nearly impossible. You're not going to be able to do it. So it does create
all right.
The ability to create.
I like his response to all this.
Otherwise, but yes, I do recommend buying USA if at all possible when you can. But I also know that there's some people, because USA prices are much more.
All right, let's see what other topics they got here. I'm going to pause that for a second. We got Kickstarter pre-order controversy. I don't really care about that. YouTuber knife design controversy. I might get into that. Why I don't watch knife stuff on YouTube. Knife innovation. Where are we going from here? Is the knife industry dead? The prices are insane. I agree with that. Talking about the $10 D2 knife from Walmart, sponsored videos, shilling on YouTube, and talking about survival knives, I guess. Since it's my channel, I'm going to pick what we watch. So we're going to watch a little bit of the YouTuber knife design controversy and see what they have to say about that. 24.39. Let's see where they get into that.
It's weird. I just kind of wrote all these stuff down, and it's kind of running into each other. Because the next one I have on here is the YouTubers designing knives, right? Mm-hmm. It's interesting because, like, I've wondered this for a really long time. Like, why is it that, like, there's certain names out there that have been in
Morning Knives Are Live,
and it's like, why? Like, what makes somebody a knife designer? You know what I mean? Like, you don't go to school. I mean, I guess you can go to school for design, graphic design, or whatever. But, what are the qualifications of being a knife designer? And why are some people like? And I've looked at some designs and man, I don't know if I guess they're good for some people, but I don't know if that's the best design.
I think that all the time. I know there's times where I'm checking out a prototype. And I hate to say it, but I know already this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work out. Nobody's gonna back this. And there's times I work with a lot of the guys that are designing knives. They'll reach out and ask me what I think. And
can y'all hear everything okay?
And I'll be honest with them and tell them this is too obscure for people to want to get behind. Like sometimes you have to, especially when you're small, because it depends on who you are, the following you have. Like, do you have people that are looking at your thing? But if you literally have 20 followers on Instagram and you don't have anybody looking at your product, and you're going to try to do a Kickstarter or something like that, and now the product doesn't even appeal to the masses, it only appeals to a very small percentage of people. Luke. Well, you're already shooting yourself in the foot from the start. But I do think that it's a good thing to have people like ourselves that work with knives. Like, we're literally working with them and using them and testing them, because that means, one, we know the knife, right? Which is the most important part to designing a knife. But aside from that, we also know what works and what people want, because, like, when you've done enough testing and things like that, you know what sucks for sure. You know what's going to work well. And to be able to put all those things into a design that not only you'll appreciate, but also other people alike will appreciate, I think that's awesome, because I can't tell you how many knives I've tested that it baffles my mind, like, how this ever even became like a thing that was a product that people would want. And I know a lot of the people that bought it, they're not even using it. It's just sitting. Like, there's no way they're using this fucking thing.
Yeah, I have a couple of those.
Right. Many too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even realize that this was why would this be controversial? But apparently some people have issues with it. I never understood why. I mean, I never understood why certain people design knives and why, I don't know. I'm just
I don't know, man. He's got some pointy ears. He's either half Vulcan or half elf.
I think it's because. So I think it's controversial.
Sorry.
Because it's a whole social media thing. It's like, well, they're only designing knives and selling knives
illogical,
because they've got
Blade Alchemy?
500,000 subscribers on Instagram or whatever it is, and that's the only reason why they're able to do that. And it's like, well,
Murdoch.
Yeah, I mean, but for some reason, I don't think there's a lot of people who just don't like that.
Jared's like a cross between Hannibal and
Face. No, I agree. I think people
think
that it's a money grab.
Right. I think a successful knife designer is someone who can also sell knives. Like,
I guess I'm B.A. Baracus,
You're not going to be a successful knife designer. Like, it doesn't matter who
and
you are.
I do think there's a line right there, and what people do need to understand that, one, in order to grow a platform where eyes are there, that means you're passionate about it. Do you know what I mean? And to me, I'm going to trust somebody who's passionate about it more than somebody who's just coming off the streets that nobody knows. Like, they haven't put the effort in, they haven't put the time in. So you don't know how reliable they are or anything, because you haven't seen consistency.
Knives are live. You have a great day, man.
In the community for a long time.
See you tomorrow,
put in a lot of time
whenever you're not working.
Most people will fall off after a year or two if they're not very passionate about it. Like, it's very difficult to keep up with something you're not passionate about for a long term. So,
yeah, PJ Crazy, I'm late on the Instagram game, but I am jumping in. I'm posting. I'm trying to post daily. I'm going to try to grow that a lot bigger than it is. So they kind of discussed it a little bit. YouTuber knife design controversy. Y'all can go find this. This is on Outdoors 55's channel. He's really good about sharpening and testing knives and blade steels and all that kind of stuff. I guess that's why he's talking to Neves, because Neves into sharpening and all that too. It makes sense that they're friends. Let's see a little bit about the prices when they talk about the prices at 5036. I'm curious what they say about the prices, because you heard what I said.
Bitching about that. It's weird.
Yeah, I think it's more of just a ignorance. People just not understanding that they're two separate places.
Right.
I mean, there's people who are like, I don't want anything foreign made. Like, if it's not made in the U.S., I ain't buying it. As they're typing that on their phone or, or their computer, but, which none of that's made here.
Put on the Fruit of the Loom socks.
So that goes back to being, ignorance again. And I don't know. There's people who complain about everything, which is kind of what we're talking about. And like that's kind of goes into the next. These two kind of run together. It's about like because I had read a bunch of stuff. I can't remember which. I think it might have been Ben Banter's channel. What's his channel? Is it NAFs?
Yeah, NAFs.
I'd read a bunch of comments on is one of their videos. They were talking about the knife industry being dead, and there was a bunch of comments on there about expensive knives and knife prices are just out of control, and all knives should be like $20 or something. And it wasn't just one comment. It was just one after another about how people are tired of like the $300 price tags on knives, and that like that like we could get into a whole bunch of stuff in terms of like what knives are we talking about here? I mean, what do you expect? Are you Chinese made versus USA made? Like we could get into most of the stuff we already talked about, but I do think it's interesting that you see a lot of knives are expensive that really shouldn't be expensive, and I can kind of understand some of the complaints there.
Yeah, I hear you there, folks.
And it's just like anything else. You're paying for a brand name. You're paying for, you're just paying for the brand name, honestly, in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we see a lot of that too. There's a lot of companies that have a big head, and they because their knives sell really well, they suddenly thought that they should raise their prices, and now have made it a little absurd. And in my opinion, they've actually lost money doing it, because it's like you do have to figure out like, will I make more money selling 100 items at this price or selling 10 items double the price, right? You have to figure out what works. But one thing I could say is that I like that right now, because of everything that's happened over the past 10 years in the knife industry, you can get a damn quality knife for $40. For 40, 45 bucks, you can get an amazing knife that was unheard of 10 years ago. Like, I mean, literally unheard of. It just didn't exist. And now there's
I totally agree.
Have the pick of the litter, right? Like, there's so many. And then if you're willing to spend up to like 75, 80 bucks, you can get knives that would have costed you $200-300 bucks, just a few years ago. So I think that that's awesome. And then as far as people wanting, to spend less money, that's fine. You can spend as little as you want, but you can't expect somebody to sell you something where the materials alone cost you more than what you want to pay, right? Like machining costs money. All the little details make money. If you want this steel with this handle material, with this contouring, with this machining and this lock, it costs money. You don't have to spend that money. You can spend a lot less, and you can even get something maybe similar to some extent, just with different
materials are coming down.
That's what I love
price.
about like Sun Cut, Civivi, and We Knife Co. They'll give you different levels. You got 45 level, and then like the $80 level, which the one difference is just materials, right? A little bit of finishing work. Then they have the premium line, which steps it up even more using ultra premium materials, So you kind of have your choice, but you're getting great quality either way.
Yeah, like you can tell, like to give you an idea of like what's a fair price to charge or something. Like look up the raw material prices for what that thing is made of. Like you're not gonna get, some of these steels. I mean, they're freaking a lot of money. MagnaCut is not cheap. Like you're not gonna get a knife in.
But I hate these excuses because they're coming down.
Bucks. It's just not gonna happen. The steel costs more than that.
People act like steel costs $200.
People
for
look
a
at that
blade.
sometimes. They're like, well, the steel only costs like $30 a sheet or whatever. It's like, yeah, but then look at the tooling and the belts and the this and the time and how much you want the guy to make $1 an hour.
Time and labor costs. That's where I think it's fair.
The CPM M4, like you go through belts grinding that stuff. You're going to go through a ton of freaking abrasives, way more than a lot of the.
440C or something.
More than even some more expensive steels. You know what I mean?
Oh, right. So, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Just because it's it's just hard to grind. So it's like there's a lot of and heat treatment. Like to heat treat some of these steels is a freaking crap ton of money. You've got to let a freaking oven run for 8 hours. to heat treat it. That's a lot of money in electricity.
Yeah.
That's on a small scale, but that also applies to large scale too.
Yeah, imagine it on a large scale. That's a lot of power.
Yeah.
So I think
they're
that,
both making a lot of sense.
I think you have to be careful
being very
about complaining about how much
reasonable
something costs
about it
until you really understand what it takes to make that thing. I made a product several years ago that I sold on my website. It was a little backpacking saw, and I had a ton of it was expensive. I had a ton of complaints. People were like, that thing would be great if it was $30. It's like, I can't even buy the materials to make it for $30.
Yeah.
And that's in bulk. That's me spending like thousands of dollars to get this stuff in bulk. You just can't make some stuff. And I guess it comes back
sometimes I say this, and I don't like to be a dickhead to people, but sometimes I'll just tell people when they start bitching about that's a $50 knife.
Scan forward a little bit.
Just a little bit about something. A lot of with anything, it's like people are at baseball or football or better. They have to kind of aim for it.
Right, because they have a fairly large building and everything with a lot of machines, but they're not Benchmade or Spyderco, right? So I just want your electric
bill. Who are we talking about?
Yeah.
Right. Speaking about the power, I would love to ask Tactile, how much is your electric bill?
Yeah.
Right,
Tactile.
Because they have a fairly large building and everything with a lot of machines, but they're not Benchmade or Spyderco, right? So I just would like to know, how much is your electric bill every month? Because I bet you it's a lot higher than people think.
Yep, exactly.
Running machines 24 hours, CNCs and stuff. Oh my goodness. Titanium with a dull or a screw.
Which is the oh crap, what is it? What's the name of it? The $10 I just lost the name of it. The $10 knife from Walmart.
The Ozark Trails.
Ozark Trails?
Ozark Trails. Yes.
Yeah. So
D2, right? D2 in Walmart for $10.
Stay away from it.
I can't buy one. They were sold out. I went to Walmart to try and buy one, and I pulled it up on my phone. I'm looking for this knife.
Yeah, Tactile prices are good in my opinion
you and
too.
Everybody else. He's like, you're the sixth person
being American made
looking for that.
That's hilarious.
Okay, this was way worse than I originally thought it was. Apparently, it's like that everywhere. No one can get them. I'd like to buy one. I have a number of people who want to send me one, but they're already opened, and then I wouldn't have the receipt to show. So I'm trying to find one to buy somewhere.
Prices are going up. So they're becoming more expensive. But then also, I don't know if you know this, but recently, Civivi put 4 models in Walmart. So in my opinion, aside from Kershaw, because I do think Kershaw makes amazing models, and I think that'd be the best brand typically you could buy from a Walmart is a Kershaw.
Yeah.
But now they're carrying
I don't like
Civivis,
Kershaw
which,
anymore.
Are really good models. The models that they're putting in there, they got the Civivi Cubit, which I love that knife. So yeah, they actually are going to carry some decent knives. Now they're not going to be $10, but 50, 60, $65, something like that.
No, I'd seen somebody say, I think that they have to be taking a loss on that knife. There's no way that they're making money on it.
The Ozark Trail?
Yeah.
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 Come on, it's D2. And this is the thing, though, is that if you're going to buy a knife in D2 for $10, you can almost guarantee that heat treat is fucking horrifying.
Right. D2
think about how fast they would have to produce that in order to get it down to $10 and how many they'd have to produce in order to do that. It would have to be such a mass production that it's they're not even worried about the heat treat.
No.
Warm it up and cool it off. Warm it up and cool it off.
Yeah, exactly. D2 is not really that expensive of a steel, but it's an expensive heat treatment. It's not... Right. It's a time-consuming heat treatment to do correctly.
Does everybody here have one of those knives? Kershaw, I don't know, they just fell off, since the late 80s and early 90s. It's the last time that I really had a great opinion of Kershaw. Does everybody have one of these? I dyed mine blue because I didn't like the orange. But... I'm just curious, has everybody felt one of these? I mean, it is pretty amazing at the knife that you get for $10. The action on it, how good it feels, the lockup. I mean, you know, they've done plenty of tests with the steel. But like they said, the heat treat's probably not the greatest, but there's been guys. Yeah, Kershaw has been doing better lately. And like I said yesterday, I believe I said it, I do like the Bel Air and Iridium. I would probably, if I didn't have so many knives already, I would probably buy one of those. I got the clones, but I don't have a real one. But I do like how both of those knives feel. You have the new white one, yeah. I got 4 or 5 when they first came out, and I gave them away to a couple of people for gifts. I believe I've still got one in the package somewhere around here that I could send to that guy if he wanted it. But oh man, standing up is not the jam. I can't remember what I did with that one in the package, but I think I got one somewhere actually. While I'm up over here looking around, I've got 2 funny knives that I wanted to ask y'all about sometime too. See what y'all thought about them. I swear that one is over here underneath all these. Yeah, here it is. It's underneath all my green thorn pouches over there in another place, but I've got one from the original batch that I bought that I still haven't even unpackaged. But I had a question about these. Have y'all seen these Tac-Ray like folding kitchen knives? They don't have a clip because they're made for the kitchen. But they're folding kitchen knives, and they're pretty big, and they're a decent price on Amazon. They're button lock knives. They're actually top liner lock, I believe. Instead of a plunge. Actually, I believe this one is the plunge. But have y'all seen these Tac-Ray folding kitchen knives? Like, they're pretty good. They're good for going camping. They make a couple different versions. It's not a knife that I bust out very often because it doesn't have a clip. But that one looks, you know, pretty big. You can see compared to the Mystic how big it is actually. But that is actually the small version. And this is the big version. But they both have great, you know, the offset handles to where you can get flat on a cutting board, and your hand doesn't get in the way. But they both have buttons. I've thought about when I first got them, and I didn't have. Oh, this one actually does have a clip. Yeah, the smaller one doesn't, but the bigger one does have a clip, so you can carry it. And if you want to know the size of these things, they're not that expensive on Amazon. But the blade on this orange one is 5 3/4 inches with a 5.6 or 5.7 cutting edge. Yeah, I agree with the getting stuck in the liner. These are all open up there, so you can get in there and wash them out pretty good, I guess. Whenever I do use a knife for food prep, I try to keep it away from this end when I'm cutting stuff. I just use, and this one's long enough that you could cut up plenty of food and not even come past the blade window, you know. You'd have a 4.5 inch blade without even getting close to the pivot, but Tac-Ray DT03 and the Goofy Y-Start kitchen knife. Yeah, I'll tell you, recently, my favorite that I bought is that, the one I can't remember the name of, the Benchmade one. Oh my God. It came super sharp. It's the, I don't know. I've got the Meat Crafter is the like fillet life. Kyler Christensen, the Yo Jumbo. I don't know. Where is it at? I've got one somewhere, I think. Are we supposed to have a Yo Jumbo here? It's the... I don't know why I can't remember the name of that stupid knife, that Benchmade kitchen knife with the big... I've got a... It's the... It's got that weird name, like... Decision, or... It's not the Decision, but... It's the... Well, I could have found it a lot easier just typing in Benchmade kitchen knives. Somebody's probably already said it in the chat by now. Yeah, the Station. The Station has been my favorite one as of late. It's in probably the top 3 of the sharpest factory edges I've gotten. And like I said, I've got the Meat Crafter somewhere also. But the Station is a cool kitchen knife, fixed blade. Thanks, folks. I don't know why. I should think of a prep station, like the prep station, the sous chef station. It's the Station knife. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if you do want to, well, folks, yeah, I forgot who I was talking to. Never mind. I was going to say, get one like the one I got. You don't have to worry about paying $280 for it. I don't even know what I did with mine. I cleared off some stuff, and I guess I put it somewhere where I don't know where it's at now, which is not surprising to me in the least bit. But I thought it should be somewhere visible, somewhat visible. Nope. Don't see it. I have no clue where it's at. It'll turn up at some point, I guess. I can't even think what I would have done with it, like where I would have put it. I've got all my fixed blades in one bag together, but I know I didn't put it with them because it was one of the newer versions. Not even sure if y'all can still hear me, but right here, oh my God. My back does not feel good, and getting up and down really sucks. See you later, Be Shady. Thanks for hopping in, buddy. Let's see, some fixed blades. I'm trying to find. This is that Odenwolf that I was talking about. That company that's going to send me some of their stuff. Super comfortable fixed blade. Like inexpensive fixed blade. I showed that on my fixed blade video, but the sheath is good on it too. Got the sheath. I was trying to reach down in here and find that other this little the Mora, the Gonzo Mora lookalike. Good grief. You can tell I haven't taken this one out. The Mora Gonzo, pretty cool knife too. I haven't shown it anywhere yet. That's another little cool one. I've got all my fixed blades here in a bag, and I was trying to find that. There's a big Mora. And those are cool little knives. Those wrench knives. Another Mora. Where is that stupid knife down in here? I don't know why I was even worrying about trying to find it, but oh, that's a terrible knife. The Infidel fixed blade, that's a terrible, terrible knife. Or at least this version is. The rattle. Terrible rattle. Hold on, let me dig down through here. This is an awesome fixed blade. If y'all don't have this one, the Civivi Cloud Peak, this is one of the best fixed blades I've gotten recently for the price. For like $120, you can't beat this thing. Civivi fixed blade. I know a lot of y'all are into fixed blades, so if you don't have a Cloud Peak, you need to check those out. Where's that stupid knife? Aha! Here it is. So here's the Meat Crafter. This is the other one of their kitchen knives. It's more of a fillet type kitchen knife, but it's got the same handle material as that Station does. And it's a pretty good knife too as far as food prep goes. The Buck 120. Yeah, and this, the Benchmade, cannot remember what the name of this one is to save my life. It's super comfortable too. Good morning, Still Addicted. That one is super comfortable too. There's a weird fixed blade for you. The y'all know what that is. I put paracord. There you go, Ed. You'd be proud of me. I used some paracord and a stupid little knot along the edge here that I watched somebody make. This is the, you know, what's all this talk about the Yo Jumbo? Do you want a Yo Jumbo fixed blade? Is that what we're talking about? And I'll tell you one more company that makes some awesome knives is out of Spain, Joker. Joker makes some really nice fixed blade knives too. I've got a Joker Nesmuk. I don't know if I already got it out here on the table. No telling what. Yeah, is this it? Yeah. This is the Joker Knives Nesmuk. Another super cool fixed blade. This water series knives are kind of weird too, but the handles are super comfortable on them. Anyway, I don't know why I'm going through a bunch of fixed blades today, but 'tis the season, I guess. Throw all these back in here. I went through because I was trying to find that one with the Station. I don't know where I put my Station knife, but yeah, that Gonzo is pretty cool. This is a Mora that you can't hardly find anywhere. I don't know where. I don't know how I found it, but it's a super long blade Mora. Stainless steel, and I don't know. Like, they're super hard to find. And some of these Ifengro knives are super good. I ordered that 154 CM one. It should be in today, maybe. So we'll check it out. And then, of course, Cold Steel does some awesome stuff with some of theirs. That's the Recon Scout. This is the 3V version of the Recon Scout. It's got a great edge too, all the way to the top there. Kyler, you're an odd fella, buddy. The crowning on this spine on this Grow is awesome. I bet you look like a Yo Jumbo, Kyler. Are you Yo Jumbo in size? I'm pretty Yo Jumbo in size. And I'm not trying to offend you. I was just joking. These little wrench knives are cool too, though. I'd like to make one of these sometime. Like if I forged a knife, I would probably do one of these, or either a file. I would either make a wrench knife or a file knife as my first fixed blade that I attempt. Just from the fact of being able to do it fairly easily, comparatively speaking. Devo Tallboy. Oh yeah, the Kaiser Crest was released yesterday. Do y'all like that knife? We looked at it. We looked at it last week, but it's the collaboration between Gecko, and it's kind of funny. We were talking about overpriced knives, and y'all mentioned how you thought the G10 version of the light, the G10, the $180 G10 liner lock version. The Crest is that combo between Gecko and Kaiser. Yeah, it's not in DLC. It's just a black. So they sold out pretty quick on the actual Gecko website. Kaiser still has the black version, and the version I would get. I would just get the plain Jane version, but yep, great keyboard you got there, guy. It types multiple letters all the time. So the same two versions that are available on the Kaiser website, which are the black and black version, and that's the version I would get if I was going to get one. But Gecko Customs had the other versions. They're all sold out now, but they had a tux and a reverse tux, but it wasn't actually DLC. And there's the Sicaray Light that's $180 G10, a little overpriced. They've already taken it off their website because they sold out, but the Crest, they had 4 versions available. They had a tux and a reverse tux. Let's see if they show them right here. They're only showing. Yeah, I hate when they just remove knives really quickly. You can't even look at them. But $150 for S35VN and cool little harpoon or ramp on the back of the knife there. Devo Tallboy. I don't know why when I hear that name I just think of a beer. The Tallboy beer. I mean, that's a good price on that knife too. What kind of steel is it? S90V. Black pearl and purple. Did you get the purple one? Still Addicted? I think, in fact, I saw that posted somewhere today, didn't I? Does somebody shut up about the stupid Yo Jumbo? Good grief. You're actually, you know what? You can take this as an honor. You are literally the first person that's come into chat and been annoying. Out of all the people we've had in chat, you're the first one that's been annoying. So you won that award. Raymond Grim Love, what's up? All right. Just to shut you up, what do I have in here? I don't have... I've got something similar that might shut you up. That's not it. That's about the closest you'll get. Actually, I've got I could have sworn I had something. Yeah, here we go. That's the closest you're going to get on the video. Okay? Are you happy now? I think that's the Yo Jimbo, not the Yo Jumbo. But it's close enough, man. Now will you shut up? All right, you happy now? All right, good deal. I aim to please. Fuchs, you nailed it on the head, buddy. Yo, Jerkbo. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I knew eventually we would get some characters in the chat. No doubt about it. It was bound to happen. Good morning, TC Blades. How are you and your son doing this morning? Does your son watch the videos with you? Wonder if this thing's sharp at all. I don't remember. Let's see if it's sharp. Yes, sir. It is very sharp from the back to the front. Wow. That might be as sharp as that station is. I don't know. I guess it's probably ground at like a 15-degree edge or something. That's why it's so sharp. It's definitely sharp, though. Huh. Sever 7, what's up, buddy? That knife was a lot sharper than I expected it to be. Today I should get that artisan cutlery Baskin today. And I should get the laser today. I'm more excited about getting the laser than anything. Oh, that reminds me. You remember those titanium sheets I showed y'all? Well, these have terribly rough edges. They came kind of scratched up. They weren't packaged or anything. Well, I ended up ordering 4 more from another vendor. And if I was going to get some, I would suggest y'all get them from this vendor because they all came individually wrapped, and the edges are all whatever. They don't have sharp edges. They've been deburred, I guess. A deburring tool was ran along them, and they don't have scratches. And they were around the same price, maybe a quarter more. But if you want to get some of these test titanium sheets, I will post a link in the Discord for these. These are better quality than the other ones I got. They're like 4 for $10 instead of 1 for $10 from Amazon. So these all came in their own padded envelopes, but they're just loose in here and they're scratched up and they have sharp edges. So that vendor might have saved a quarter a piece on each one of these, but it's not worth it to me to not get nicer ones. So these are way better because you will cut yourself bad if you're not careful on just sheet metal. Kyler, all right, man. I'm going to be the one to do it just because. Time out for 10 minutes. Goodbye. Kyler, you're in timeout for 10 minutes. I hate to do it, but I just can't hear about the stupid Yo Jumbo anymore. So you're in timeout. If you come back after 10 minutes and you can talk about some other knife, you're welcome. We're not your age, evidently. So we don't think it's funny. First couple of times, maybe, it was okay. We get it. You're obsessed with that knife, but no, the Yo Jumbo, none of that, it doesn't matter. Yeah, the Mystic looks way better with the black than that brown it had on it. I carried those two last night, 7/7. I love the carbon fiber on this. It's got some really bright colors in it. The fit and finish is great on this knife. Yes, Steel Addicted. He did it like 10 times. Just got annoying. And I didn't like kick him out or anything. He's just in timeout. Like a young kid should be. I'm kind of glad I quit carrying this one every day and carried the Mystic instead. Although I do love this one too. But it's surprisingly how big the Mystic is. Yeah, the Urban Grip, cool little knife for a gentleman's knife. These two are weird. These don't have a home. They don't belong with anything else. I need to just put them in my camping gear and just forget about them. A couple of oddballs. Fidget factor on these is force it strong with these. Both of these. I still think I like the 7 better than the 8, but the 8 fits in the pocket better because it's slimmer. Okay, so Ferro Monster is one of the premium OEMs that Best Tech uses down the road from them. That makes sense. I think I like the Severn better because you can open it without flicking it if you want to. Well, I guess you can with this one too because you can just push on it. So they both, I don't know, this one might have a few more. I mean, this definitely has a few more ways to open it. I like them both though. Fuchs, have a great day, buddy. Thank you for stopping in as usual. Appreciate you. We will see you next time you grace us with your presence. Hopefully tomorrow. Somebody mentioned about wanting was it Pete maybe? Pete, are you still lurking in the background there, Pete, working? Somebody wanted a thumb stud put in a knife. Oh, maybe it was Nick. Yeah, I think it was Nick. Never mind. I was kind of wondering what we're going to do this Thursday as far as modding goes. And I was thinking about putting a thumb stud in a knife using my carbide drill bits and stuff, showing you how to go through blade steel, hardened steel. Throw a thumb stud in something that doesn't have a thumb stud, and maybe delete a flipper the quick way on the belt sander instead of in my lap. LOL. But yeah, we'll figure out something to do on Thursday. I do know that today is my Friday, so I'm glad that my back injury happened on Thursday for me instead of Friday. The bull is back up for sale. There was a couple of more. Oh yeah, Sever 7. You posted those new Civivi pictures. Well, I was right before you posted that, I was browsing Reddit, and I saw this post right here. Let's see. Oh my goodness, my back. Man. Back is connected to everything. Whoops. I evidently didn't type that in. I saw this post on Reddit right as you posted that, which was the same announcement. So, Civivi and we have some new stuff coming out late February and March. There's the Civivis that are coming, or that just came. There's the new Wii's. Let's see. Could have sworn there was 3 pictures. Is this the right post? I guess so. That's that one we looked at that I talked about. Why did they add the 3 blue holes? A couple of cool new knives. What? Who was it? The Bull Zyro? Availability in stock. Yeah, March. Yeah, that's what I was looking at too. I just posted the wrong link, evidently. Hold on. Yeah, this is the... Good grief. No wonder, I just posted the wrong link. Sorry. This is the link I meant to post. There we go. There's 3 pages of these. So these are coming out March. The Anunnaki, no, it's just the Anaki, the 6 Gil, the Cybus, the Awasi. I like that Awasi from Sincut. And then the Silox and the Winsome. Yeah, I showed the wrong post. I was meaning to show the March post. I don't know. That's why I thought there were 3, because there are 3. But these always pop up on the Civivi subreddit. If you're ever the r/Civivi, they post all kinds of stuff Civivi related. So I like the 6 Gil. I like the look of it. I don't like all the holes in that one. That's a heck of almost an 8-inch blade. That's O-Stop Hell. O-Stap Hell. And I really like this one. 3.5-inch blades, perfect. I'd probably get the black version. And then I like both of these. I would get the plain one right here, the 4th one to the right on the side locks, the one beside the Damascus or Damasteel, whatever it is. And then those are both M390, so that's my flavor. And then the Winsome, I would get the second one over, or probably the black and white carbon fiber one. Sever 7, yeah, you like the one with all the holes in it? Yeah, that's the only one I don't like. I don't like the Cybus. I like the blade shape, but I could do without all those holes. I think that ruins it. If it was solid, I would like it because the blade shape's awesome. And it's a little under 3 inches, so it's almost too small for my liking. I really like that Awasi though. I just think they're adding holes to too many knives lately, and I guess it's a sign of the times. I don't know. There's a lot of holes going around in society right now too. Seems like everybody has a couple nowadays. That one looks like a cheese grater, or like Swiss cheese, or like I don't know. Looks weird. There's a lot of holes in society today. Well, all right, guys. What else are we going to talk about today? We talked about a little knife news with subtle holes. Yeah. Holes that keep their mouth shut are my favorite. I'm just kidding. Sorry. Being a little crass. Yeah, Ultim is something else that I never really did get into. I think I maybe got a couple. I've got an Ultim Combat Trudon and the Venom Montisa. Ed, come on, man. I need to carry this sometime soon. I think I'm going to carry it today. PJ Crazy, yes sir. I do have a couple of knives in Ultim. I think. Which other one do I want to carry? Do I want the reverse tanto or the drop point with the harpoon? I think I'm going to carry those two today. It's a good choice of two knives to carry today. Chipped metals work? I haven't. Is that on Instagram, I'm guessing? Let's look. Let's look and find it. Instagram. If I can get my keyboard to type it right. I don't know. It's probably not Instagram then. Chipped metal. My name is Wilford Chip. I'm sure this is him right here. Waka. My name is Chip. That's pretty funny. Hand engraving, anodizing. Here's his Instagram. It's all one word, chipped metal. There we go. That is some stuff like I'm wanting to do. Except I'm wanting to do that as well as the sticker ano where it's multicolors, not just a... With the laser, I won't have to learn how to actually do engraving, so that's awesome. He looks like he's skilled in engraving, which is super cool. Watching people do engraving is just, man, it's kind of satisfying. But yeah, let me follow him for sure. I definitely want to check him out. It looks like that Blade Forum place would be a great place to see all this stuff because he talks about it in detail. Whereas here you just get kind of a snapshot. No pun intended. But this Blade Forums, I could log in. I'm going to bookmark this. Let's go back over the bookmarks we've gotten added since we started here. So there was a couple of stuff that I bookmarked that we went over in videos. Starting with something that's loading super slow. It was the Firefly Gen 4 bling, yeah. I don't remember who brought that one up, but somebody was carrying it. And I liked that. Then I saved this forged chopper. Stephen Bryan knives. And I'm not sure why I saved it or what's going on with the picture. Why everything's loading slowly. We had the Geo knife. Yeah, I remember that one. What's going on with my internet? Well, sorry guys, we lagged out and lost connection for a second. I don't know what happened. Yeah, that Geo knife was another one we saved. That forged chopper was one I saved. The Pinion 2nd Gen still addicted. We'll look at it in just a second. Yeah, we'll look at that in just a second. Still addicted. I don't know what happened to my connection. I don't know why it crapped out. Asylum book signings. That was Skiff Maze. The Model 1 from American Blade Works was another one. The Aeon from Mr. Designs. I really like that one. And then the Crest. Aha, I had a link to it, but evidently it didn't save the ones. All right, let's click on that link. You just...
And some of you may have noticed that I'm using something new for reinforcing and cutting down on vibration when I engrave hollow pieces. Being able to fill a handle like this with a rigid material
so he melted
is really
bismuth.
helpful for being able
awesome.
to clamp on it aggressively in the vise and to
he pushed it in there
to cut down on vibration.
Bismuth is a crazy metal.
With titanium and breaking the tips off my chisels. So this is CeraSafe. It's a low melting point alloy that's lead and bismuth based. And when I say low, it is real low. It will actually melt in hot water. So if we watch this for a minute, it should start to slump. That's really cool. You can see the convection currents from the cooler water dropping to the bottom where the handle is sucking some of the heat out of it.
I've actually got some of that.
There you go. It looks like that. Oh, yeah.
Over here beside me.
It goes. It is.
I've got some stuff that's basically the same stuff.
The melting point on this stuff is 170 to 200 degrees, somewhere in there. The boiling point of water is 212, and so you can
that's
just
super cool.
Dunk your part in real hot water. And all of.
I've got some stuff that's nearly just like that right here beside me that I got from China. It's basically the same kind of metal that he's using there. It comes in these things like this, and I don't know if you've seen those commercials. Well, I'm sure you have. That where they take a Coke can and they poke a hole in it, and then they show that metal that melts and fills in the aluminum Coke can hole. But that's basically kind of like the same exact stuff he's using there. I'm not sure what temperature this stuff melts at, whether it's close to that 170, but it doesn't take hardly anything. Let me show you. I don't want to make a mess because it does melt at a very low temperature. But so right here, I'm just going to show you simple. I don't have hot water with me at the moment, but you can see this lighter here in the end of this. If you just barely touch it, it'll start dripping. So there it is. So something I learned that you can do with this stuff, and you can see it's very, very molten there. It's not burning. It's about to burn through the paper. So hold on. Wow, there's actually a flame. Can y'all see that? There's a blue flame. Oh, good. Good job there. All right, well, at least I put out the flame. But this stuff melts almost at that temperature. But I want to tell y'all, I want to teach y'all something that's super cool. So I would not do this to try to get over on somebody, although you could use it for this. But what I've used this for with knives is kind of super cool because, hold on just a second. So, sorry, I lost the chat for a minute there. So this stuff right here, so let's say that you have a knife that you've bought, and I don't have one here on hand. I don't even have anything disassembled, but if you've ever gotten a knife that has lock rock, because it's an older knife, and the lock bar insert has been worn down, so the edge of the lock bar insert is worn down, you can take this stuff right here and you can take out the lock bar insert, and on the edge where it touches the blade, where the lock bar insert touches the blade and gives you lock rock that you can't fix, then you can heat up the edge of that lock bar insert and touch this to it and run it down that edge, and it will build up a little metallic layer that will then harden, and you can use like a file to file it back down into to where the sides are flat, to where it's just built up on the end of the lock bar insert, and it'll add like a half of a millimeter or a millimeter to where you can eliminate lock rock. And since this is metal, it lasts a pretty good long time and will fix a knife that has lock rock by adding material to the end of the lock bar insert. So I had a knife that I really liked, and it had lock rock like that. So what I'm talking about is when the lock bar insert is not touching, so the blade will rock back and forth vertically like this one's doing. Then what you can do is you can take out this lock bar insert, and on this end where it touches the blade, you can heat up the lock bar insert instead of heating this up, and just touch that along the end of it, and it'll build up some of this metal on the end of it. And then you just sand or file off the sides of the lock bar insert so it'll go back in place, and then you'll have it built up on the end and it'll eliminate lock rock. A lot of times you can simulate lock rock by moving the lock over to the side a little bit, and now you can hear this. I don't know if you can hear it, but you can see it moving back and forth a little bit because it's not moved over and locked up. If I let go, it'll stop rocking. But you can hold this a little bit out of the way and you can get that vertical lock rock. So that's a good way to fix it, is with that. And if you want to buy this stuff, just look for low melt solder. I guess they call it some kind of crazy metal. But they have those commercials where you take and put it on a Coke can to patch a hole and blah, blah, blah. But yeah. Probably so, Steel Addicted. Like, it's got numerous uses for that. And like, it's super hard once it hardens back up. And I don't know the actual hardness, and it will wear down but it just has a low melt. But you can't like dig your fingernail into it and make a mark. So it'll last longer than you'd imagine for that situation. But yeah, something else cool y'all can try out sometime. I'm just full of useless tips like that. I don't know. Like I said, if I ever have a problem, I try to find a solution. So let me just show you let me look on AliExpress and see if I can find it really quick for you. Or Amazon. I'll go to Amazon just because I don't even know. Low melt brazing. They're kind of like brazing rods. Low temp. There they are. Low temperature universal welding rod sticks, metal, easy melt, low melt, solder pipe tools, electrode aluminum rod for stainless steel, iron, beginner, and pro. There you go. There's a 24-piece kit of it for $10. With the crazy Chinese name. They're kind of like brazing rods, but they're not. Here's another 60 piece. Low temperature universal welding rod, aluminum brazing welding rods, easy melt welding rods, stick welding rod, welding tools for aluminum, stainless steel, iron, alloy, beginner, pro friendly. There you go. That's how you find it, and it's cool. It's cool for like all kinds of stuff. Repairing cracks in metal, welding stuff that if you don't have a welder, copper pipe, flux, but it does harden back up pretty hard. Now, I'm not like saying it's going to be as hard as the original, but it'll get you by, and it's got numerous uses, so take it for what it's worth. Yeah, don't use it for hot water. Use it for cold water side only. And it's not it's a weird material, so use it at your own risk. Yes, Steel Addicted. It works great, and it hardens back up pretty much instantly. But the cool thing about it is you can heat up the stuff you want to attach to instead of trying to having to heat it up. So, and you can just rub it on there like it's a hot glue stick. Civivi slip joint and Klingman in. Awesome TC blades. Let me give you moderator too, since you've been coming pretty regular. There you go, TC. You're moderator now, too. I think that's everybody that's been in here today except for... Oh, Dwayne. Let me give that to you, too. I don't know if you're still in here, but... You've been in here enough, and your name was on the wheel, so... Greg, if you're here, I don't know. Nice to meet you. Not sure who all is still in here. Oh yeah, you ask about Ultim. Oh, my back. Sorry, I don't mean to cry like a baby, but standing up hurts. Let me see if I can find some Ultim here. I don't remember where my Ultim bag is, or the one that I think has some Ultim in it. Oh. Good grief. Getting old sucks. Alright, I found a couple of Ultim knives. I gotta try to satisfy everybody. They happen to both be autos. One of them is the Kershaw Launch 14 or something. I don't remember which launch model that is. That's one of them. Then the other one is the Benchmade Shootout. And then I thought that was actually the wrong knife. I thought I had, hold on. I think I sold the other one I had, yeah. I had a Combat Trudon that was half PEI and half black. Hold on just a second. All right, sorry about that. Something else had my I had to give something else my attention for just a second. But I'm back. I'm back. Yeah, this launch blade is crazy. And the weight of this thing, well, I'll just show you. The weight is 1.78 ounces. It's definitely top heavy. That's another one of those blades that just makes me want to poke somebody or something. This one weighs 3.24. I think I might have one other. Oh, this one you can find all, yeah. You can definitely find this one for cheap. This is not a real, I don't think they make a real model of that. Hold on. I'll show you where to grab it. So, and I think it's a launch 14 maybe. So Kershaw's got lots of the, it's a launch 13. And I don't think that's the one. No, that's the orange handle. But it is a launch 13. So just go to AliExpress and type launch 13. And there it is right there. PEI version. There it is right there for $32. If you want the link, here you go. There you go. Ask and you shall receive. You can probably find it cheaper, but not sure. 7650 is the model number, so you can also type 7650 knife into AliExpress. And you will find it again. Imagine that's the same one. Yeah, see how it's $31 compared to $25 compared to $17. So yeah, that's that one. No problem, man. All right, guys. I think it's about time to start wrapping it up. You should always wrap it up. Oh, still addicted? You want to know something crazy? So I went to the Biltmore a few months ago in South Carolina, and I had a Combat Trudon in my pocket when I went into the Biltmore, and they had police that were doing a search to make sure you weren't carrying anything in. Well, I had it. It might have been this exact knife, actually, or a Combat Trudon, and I had another out the side auto, and they were both illegal in that state. and I'm going into the Biltmore, and he pulls them out of my. Oh no, I had another one that just had a big blade. It was just a bigger blade, and they thought the length of the blade was illegal. Anyway, the two guards that were there checking stuff through the metal detector, I emptied my pockets and I laid my knives in the, because I'm from Tennessee and all knives are legal here, and I didn't even think about taking them with me, that I crossed state lines, blah, blah, blah. I didn't think of any of that. So the young guard didn't know. He asked his older buddy about the bigger knife, saying, "Oh, I don't think you can carry that in there. It's too big." And the older gentleman looked at it and said, "No, he's okay. He can have that one." And then the whole time, this one was sitting to the side, the auto that was illegal in the state, that I would have probably gotten arrested for. But the young kid didn't know that it was a knife and didn't know how to open it. So luckily, he just handed me both of these back, and I was able to walk into the Biltmore with an OTF and a blade with a 3.8, 4-inch blade, probably both of which were illegal in the state. But I had no clue. I'm just so used to Tennessee having no well, whatever it was, where's the Biltmore? Is that in North Carolina or South Carolina? Yeah, North Carolina. Sorry. I was thinking, well, wherever I was, North Carolina then. My fault. I had that backwards. I was just planning a trip to Charlotte, so I was thinking of South Carolina. But are you sure in Asheville that North Carolina? Let me see. I got to see this again, because when I looked it up, it is illegal to carry a Bowie knife, switchblade, dirk, dagger, or on school property. Hold on. It is illegal to sell or transfer a ballistic knife. It is illegal to possess or carry any ballistic knife. It is illegal to possess and sell spring-loaded projectile knives. Oh, is that knives that shoot out? Does a ballistic knife mean that it shoots out? I could have sworn OTFs were illegal, but I'm not from there, so maybe I'm totally wrong. What are the ballistic? I guess a ballistic knife would shoot out. I thought that I was thinking of OTFs, but I guess a ballistic knife would have to shoot the blade, where the blade actually leaves. Yeah, that's what it is. So I was totally, but I was halfway freaking out. I don't know. Sorry. So my whole story was stupid, evidently. But, it's how life is. I freaked out for no reason. You live and you learn. I'm not claiming to be the most intelligent person on the planet. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, I got you. And ballistic knives actually have to shoot away from the blade. Like, projectile knives are actually shoot. And that's a pretty wild thing. I think they're probably illegal. Like, ballistic knives have a thing where they actually shoot, the blade shoots out, like this one. Pretty wild. Speaking of which, this is another cool knife. I was showing y'all stuff that you couldn't even see. Once again, I was showing you stupid pictures of ballistic knives and knife laws that y'all couldn't see. But that's a ballistic knife where it actually shoots out the knife. Yeah, it's a beautiful area. I could not believe that the area we were just at by the Biltmore got flooded. Like, literally, that block right past the Biltmore was all flooded and crazy. like right after I was there, not long after I was there. This is another cool knife. I'm sure a lot of y'all know what this is. I put one of these clip things on it because it didn't have one where I could actually carry it. But this is a weird knife that you don't see as much anymore. Single action instead of double action. You have to reset it manually. Cool thing about this knife compared to, yeah, it shoots the blade out. A ballistic knife, Dwayne, you're from Asheville? It's crazy. So the difference between this one, single action ones, and double action ones are this. So with a double action, the blade, when it hits even a piece of paper, might poke a little hole in it, but the blade stops and you have to reset it. Whereas this one is a little different. It will go right through, and it didn't reset. I mean, it didn't. It's solid, so it's a little different. Let me see if I can do that a little better here. There you go. So that one's a little more pressure than most OTFs. Prime example. I bet if I tighten this one, it'll go through paper, but it's still broke the blade loose. These single action ones are cool. I just happen to have it laying over here on a table doing nothing. Random knives laying around everywhere. I've got some more of those crazy launch knives too. Just not in PEI, but there's another one in that orange, and then here's another one in the orange with the crazy blade. Big old crazy cleaver. And there's like an old school stiletto. And man, these feel so good. Protex, like I know why people love these Protex. And this Strider Protec collabo, man, that's a good feeling knife. Makes me want to buy one. Let me put this one back up though, where it goes. And then on the other side, my OTFs that I have left. I sold a few of them recently because I don't like them. You're wearing the exact same watch. The Deep Sea, the James Cameron Deep Sea Rolex. James Cameron edition. Yeah, that's pretty wild, TC. Since you're into watches, TC, let me show you what I'm building one day soon. I do have quite a few watches that I used to collect, but I'm building this one. I'm going to shoot the video. Do you know what this is by looking at the case? Oh, yours is the black face. Mine's got blue. I don't know if you can tell that's blue, but it is blue. Oh, there you go. You can see the blue and black. You know what kind of watch this is? I'll give you a hint. I'll show you the stem. The stem has a G and a S on it. And here are the hands for it. And here is the movement for it. Here's the movement for it. And then here's the face. And if I show you the face, you'll know what it is. Nope. Yeah, submariner. So it is a, let me show you. It is this watch right here. Is what I'm building. That one right there. It's a Grand Seiko. White birch. So now let me open this up and show you. So if you noticed on this one, it's got the silver hour and minute hands and the blue second hand. So that's what I got here is the silver and the blue second hand. And then right here in this little thing is the white birch. Whoops, hold on. Do I have it? Did I have it the right way? No, I had it the wrong way. I had it upside down. There's the white birch Grand Seiko. And I got the so I got the right hands, I got the right case, and I got the NH35 movement, which is a Seiko movement. Yeah, I'm going to shoot the video because a couple people in here asked me they said they might like seeing it. I've got a private channel on the Discord where I post some watch stuff, but this is the NH35 movement. Let's see if I can get it open here. I need to go ahead and build this. I've been wanting to do it for days now. I don't know why I haven't done it yet. Oh my God, that stretchy stuff's crazy. All right, let me not bend the stem. So this has got the, how does this even work? How does this pop apart? Aha, just like that. So this is the NH35 automatic movement. Can't get it the back to spin, but the weight. I'm going to buy a Grand Seiko counterbalance to replace in here too. They got some really cool ones. But I got the, I did go ahead and buy the clear back case so that you can see the movement. So that's why I'm going to get the cool Grand Seiko balance. But that's the NH35 movement. And there's I got the white day date, so. Nice, Still Addicted. I didn't know you were into that, so got something else in common. It's pretty cool. Yeah, this is Super cool with the stem, with the original GS stem and everything. I've got like a Wittenauer. I've got some real Seikos. I've got Movados. And the one I carry all the time, well, the one I usually wear is just my right over here. It's my Galaxy Watch 4, I guess. This is the one I wear a lot. I've got a bunch of different bands and stuff for it, and then I've got these little covers for it that I can swap out to kind of change the. But this is the last one they made with the rotating bezel, and it's pretty big. The face of it. San Martins? No, sir. I don't. I got some super cool watch faces though. Let me see. Of course, it has to boot up. I've got some really awesome ones. Some that are animated are super cool. Facer is an awesome app. I'm on Face. What's going on? Yeah, there's some crazy watch faces nowadays that you can get. I love this watch though. Anyway, that's what I usually wear. This is a mid-tier version. It's from a trusted dealer. It's not. This has the Mayota Japanese movement in it. Yeah, a lot of people that are into knives are into watches, so that's kind of like what I was thinking too. Steel Addicted. Might shoot one and see how it goes. I think the build video people would like, even if they don't like watches, just because it's just showing a little bit more of build stuff and little intricate workings, and it doesn't take too awful much to do one. I mean, as you can see, I got 4 parts there, and that'll build a whole watch. Yeah, Steel Addicted knows his stuff. This ought to look cool though. Once I get it done with that birch face. And I'll show y'all the see if I can find the real quick before we leave the kind of weight I want to get. Let's see. I think I'm going to get one of the ones. I don't know how to spell and I can't type. Oh my God. It's not going to be one of these, but hopefully this will link to it. I'm thinking about getting, so they have a dragon one. I might get that blue one. Wait, hold on. There's one of these that's scalloped that looks really cool. I'm not sure which one of these I'm going to get. Oh yeah, they have a dragon one with the with the Seiko. And they have one Yeah, like this one. I might get that blue one right there. Let's see this one. But they have a plain. Okay, here we go. That one or that one. I don't know. I'm gonna get a different one to show off on the back. I haven't decided which one I want to get. It'll probably be just one of these blue scalloped ones like that one, or whichever one matches the hands better. I mean, the second hand better. Yeah, these replacement ones, you need to check these out if you haven't. Because these go with the 23 jewel, the Mayota uh, movements. They match up perfect. Then they have there's the 23 jewels Japan one. Yeah, so those are cool, and they're only $17. I mean, the hands I bought. Actually, you can see over here in my cart. I've already got a few added in my cart. This I was gonna make one of these too. This is a cool little distressed black carbon fiber. Some of these are cool. Black carbon automatics. But the hands I bought. Oh yeah, have you seen this dial? Have you seen these Rolexes that they make? So they make Rolexes with these sex positions on them, and they actually sell them. They're called the Kama Sutra Rolex. They make a exotic white. So they actually make these watches. So yeah, it's got the Kama Sutra sex positions on the watch. And I found a place that actually has them that has them for sale in different colors. You can actually buy the same ones. They got them in all different colors. Pretty cool. Yeah, it's a real Rolex. That's what I was. A lot of people don't know that either. Like they didn't realize that Rolex would do that. So Rolex makes one with the little abstract. I'm sure you've seen the ones with the abstract time on it too. Like forget about it. I'm already late or something. I'm already late. Rolex face. So they make this one too. So this is a real Rolex, and they sell these. It's the hoop. It's a date just with hold on. So it's just a plain face that says "Who cares? I'm already late." It's got the numbers. So they make that one too. Like that's a real Rolex also. A lot of people think those are fake when they see them. Because you can buy those too. You can buy those faces too on AliExpress. I don't know what that would be called, but well, I can't, my stupid keyboard. I've got them added to some cart on one of my accounts. Yeah, here it is. So they can't show the real pictures with the Rolex up there at the crown at the top, but they come with the crown. With the date window or without. So you can buy those too. Yeah, that birch is loomed. That dial. In fact, let's see what it looks like. I hadn't even looked at it. I've got a super bright whatever UV. I got a super bright UV light that we can look at the loom. I don't know where I put it though. That's what sucks. I've got too much crap. I got to do some cleaning up. I just had it the other day. It's one of those super, super bright. It's made for curing UV resins. And I don't know now what I've done with it. I don't want to keep dragging this out longer, but this one has full loom. Oh, maybe you mean the whole face and not just the hands. But this one, I can show you real quick. I got a picture. I'm guessing you mean the whole face, like lit up or something. Not just the hands and stuff. Is that probably what you're talking about? I know I took a picture in the dark. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, the whole dial being loom. Yeah, there's the one I've got on lit up. Why is that? Oh, it's a reflection. You can see the date window. It doesn't have one, but yeah, I'm not big into the watch scene yet. I'm just kind of getting back into it. I used to be into watches big time. Like I've got an automatic watch box, and I had about 15 watches but I wasn't ever into replica watches or homage watches. So yeah, if you want me to hook you up with this trusted dealer, you probably know who he is. He's Michael Travis. If you know some trusted dealers, I got this one for 120 with the Mayota movement in it, and it's super nice. I mean, it's not the Andiot, and if you're not familiar with Andiot, Andiot has some really nice stuff for just straight off the website buying. They have a lot of super clones that are super nice. And VSF, Clean Factory, like I'm sure you know all about this stuff, but like these Royal Oaks, the AP Royal Oaks that they have are super cool. Like this one's $430, but man, like look at the movement on the back of it. Let me show you. Can y'all see? Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at that AP movement in the back. Andiot makes some crazy good super clones. And this watch, I believe for this blue face one, this AP is like $70,000 compared to $430. But the jeweling and the movement on them are beautiful. And they have Yeah. Some of the new super clones are so good that they're called better than. There's a term that they use, like better than original. Like you can't tell anything about it. But some of their like here's their super clone, black carbon, sea dwellers. Like they have some crazy good watches for around the 400 to 450 to 500. Some of these are just, I mean, beautiful watches. Like you just can't beat them. Like that's a pretty watch. I don't care who you are. Anyway, check out that website, Andiot, ANDIOT watches.com. They have Omegas. They have the Omega, the Snoopy, which is is it the Constellation? No, the Snoopy is the I don't know, but there's a Snoopy version. I've got it in my Discord. Let's see. Watch stuff. No. See, here's a ARF clone and a Gen that are identical. Like this ARF and this Gen, you could take it to a dealer and they wouldn't be able to tell the difference. And you can't see what I'm talking about because I didn't have the stupid thing set right. But here's a Gen and a ARF version that are identical. Like that's the best version. The ARF is the best version of that watch right now. And it's basically a 1-to-1. It's about $600 for the one on the right, and the one on the left is probably $40,000. Pretty wild stuff. All right, guys. I guess we're going to end it here. Kind of got off topic the last 30 minutes, so. But I hope y'all enjoyed it nonetheless. If you got any questions, need any links, anything we talked about, hit me up in my email, bladealchemyforyou@gmail.com. Please give me a thumbs up and a like. And if y'all want to learn about replica watches, there's 2 places to go. I'm going to point you to 2 places really quick before we walk out. And that is on Reddit. One of them is called it's called r/reptime. Right here, there's 457,000 members, and they show you the best and have a list of trusted dealers, and they're the best versions and the best places to find them. And then the other one, besides Reptime, is r/Chinatime. And that has 131,000 members. And it's the same thing. They have a list of, they have a guide right up here at the top on Chinatime that takes you to a list of DHgate trusted sellers, as well as their trusted dealers list with all their WhatsApp and where to find the best watches. So if you're into watches, they have a DHgate list sellers that are trusted dealers. This Michael Travis is the guy I've been getting a few from. I've got one showing up tomorrow too that I'll show y'all. But yeah, check out those 2 Reddit sites if you're not already checking them out, Chinatime and Reptime. All right, guys. if you're into watches, yeah, that's cool. We'll talk. If you haven't joined the Discord, please do so. I'm gonna have a little watch section on there, and all you have to do to join the Discord, you don't have to be a member, you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is go to my YouTube page, click this Discord link right here. It'll take you right to Discord, and it'll take you to our channel. And if you don't have an account, you're welcome to make one, but you don't have to. And you can still join our Discord. I want to get it bigger, guys. Yeah, keep it scale, stupid, man. We've been going 2 hours and 20 minutes this morning, so a little longer than normal. Let me go ahead and give you moderator service while you're here, so next time you come back, you'll have it. All right, so you're a mod now, too. All right, guys, love y'all. See y'all tomorrow morning. Either be good